How does the stress develops? Divya, how do you define stress? First of all, how do you define stress?
So it is basically psychological condition. A hormone is released. The stress hormone is also released in your body because of the psychological condition.
Sure. Parul, what is the definition? Stress.
So whenever the mind is
Not,
at
not yogic
unrest, that
definition.
is
No, not yogic definition. Simple definition.
okay. When there's a lot of anxiety, a person is overthinking, it will cause a lot of psychological and even there will be like a physiological change. Maybe the BP or something could shoot or fluctuations, the health issues, unrest of the mind.
This shooting of a BP is temporary or permanent?
That depends. If the stress becomes chronic, then it will become hyper. I mean, it will become permanent.
Permanent. The degree of the stress which the person it takes. Huh? Family dispute. This can be another official dispute. Disagreement with the boss. Thinking for see, there are various types of 100 types of psychosomatic diseases. Even getting angry is a psychosomatic problem. Getting angry for a certain moment, or immediately getting wild and this one. You know, anxiety and depression. That anxiety depression entirely different. Anxiety, depression, migraine, insomnia. And insomnia also part of the sleep, paucity of sleep. That also is a part of the stress only. You don't get sleep when you are tensed. IT people, why they leave the job and they go to alternative system like Divya has done, who has done, you are done.
For me,
Why you are left? You know,
well, we are always under a lot of pressure to perform, and it is not just like for a few days; it's constant. So we are working nearly 12 to sometimes even 16 hours constantly without, any kind of proper break. Even yes, insomnia was something which even I was suffering at some point.
and you know the lifestyle of these IT people at Bangalore you are seen, huh? Getting lot of money and going to all unwanted places and all. Huh? That is the thing. So they ultimately spoiling the health, not leading the actual normal life, normal yogic life. You don't say yogic life, normal life. Timely food, timely sleep, number of hours of sleep, and all the functions of the organs, all the functions are proper or not. Okay. Now we go for definition, nature and stress. Okay. Now, definition of stress. This I have prepared. This is my I have prepared myself in my class. A state of physiological and psychological and physiological imbalance resulting from the disparity between the situation demand and the individual's ability and motivation to meet those needs. The rate of all wear and tear caused by life is hence self-evident. Stress is normal response of the body towards a situation which seems difficult to manage. Not difficult to manage. The child is having stress. The child is having stress. How? Tell me.
So there
Sorry?
are cases wherein children are having anxiety issues also.
Yes.
No, don't talk about. I am talking about stress. Anxiety is a little farther away.
So stress can be because in their day-to-day activity, which is in school, or the kind of pressure they face from the teacher, from their peer pressure, from their family. So that also affects them.
वो जीते रहता है कोई बच्चे लोग मेरे को मांगता ही है मम्मी से ये करता है हाँ जिद्दी so that light amount of stress is there in the children study but they are very fast in picking up. My grandson takes a class in the evening of grandmothers. तो मेरे को बोलता है you sit in the yoga room, you don't come to the class, you sit in the yoga room or you be with the class. Okay, that is grandson is in Canada, and I'm very proud to announce कि Canada में okay भी is available on Chimya Mission values. Chimya Mission. He recites shlokas and all. Very proud. And all types of games. All football, cricket, everything. So, so definition of state, psychological and physiological imbalance resulting in psychology means mental level. Physiological means in the body level. So not able to resist. So definition of Yoga Vasishtha, Vyadhi and Anadaji Vyadhi. Any mental imbalance results in the body. Okay. So stress is a normal response of the body towards a situation which seems difficult to manage. Eh, mind does not allow you to perform the or deliver the stress which is created. IT example would I tell you, certain amount of project has to be done on certain specified time. Whatever the software is this, Java होगा जो भी होएगा, but lot of thinking process goes into that of the person who undertakes the project, and it is time bound. You have to be within 2 days or 3 days or whatever it is, depending upon the quantum of the project. So your thinking for goes how to go about it, then how to go about it, then how to go about it, how will you derive the result. So this amount of stress is created, plus time bound, answerable goal. Okay. If they pay you 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, they expect nearly 50 lakhs from you in a month. Bro, na Parul, I'm a banker.
Absolutely, absolutely right, sir.
Okay. Nature of stress. Stress is more you react than about the stressor itself. And self-esteem. Stress is the rate of all wear and tear caused by life. Stage 1, alarm. Adrenaline is secreted in hormones. Stressors create fight, flight, and flight. Stage 2, resistance. Fight or flight response occurs. Body attempts to regain the internal balance and coping with the stressors. Depletes the adaptive energy. Resistance. Exhaustion. Individuals cannot manage their stress. Use it adaptive energy, wear and tear of the body, and cannot cope up with the stressors causing the disease. Stressors is the item which you undertake. Uh, Stressor is the item which you undertake for the work which the person is going to do. Okay. This is important. Gender adaptation theory, GAS. Gender adaptation syndrome. Eustress is the positive stress, and distress is a negative stress. Hyperstress occurs when an individual is pushed beyond what he or she can handle. Individual is pushed. When beyond one's capacity, you do it. I am telling you to do it. Though I know in my mind you cannot do it. Or you have got a certain limitations of doing it. In my mind, I will not say, you forego all the limitations and try to do it. This is an office language, not that I'm talking directly. Just example, hypostress is bored with the mundane job. That is too boring, too boring with the mundane job. Okay, this is a chart of eustress and distress. Eustress is going up, high, x-axis and y-axis, stress resistance. X-axis is time, strain and time. Now, sell me threshold, front of maximum performance. High stress, stress in between, eustress and distress, alarm, resistance and exhaustion. Stress resistance, stress region, distress region. Okay. Uh, Eustress region is active part. This is the negative part. Distress, exhaustion. Resistance means, here resistance means what? Though he is resisting for the material, for the job work he has to undergo, he undertakes that. Huh? That she undertakes that. Okay. Eustress and distress.
So then eustress is similar to positive reinforcement.
Huh?
Eustress will be similar to positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement. Eustress and distress is negative. Negative this. It is mentioned here in the see.
Yes.
Positive stress, negative stress.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Positive stress means more on the stress side. Huh? Negative stress means less on the stress side. Please remember it. Okay. Performance, eustress, distress. Madam, 1 minute. Huh? Distress is more towards the stress, madam. Sorry. Sorry. See, the arrow is towards the stress side. Here, the arrow is towards the performing side. See here, eustress. Positive stress means more of a performance side, less of a performance and less of task oriented. Not able to manage. That is distress. Simple language of English. Distress. Distress may not be heard, but distress is very, very commonly heard. He is distressed or disturbed. So more of the stress towards the distress, and more of the negative side of the distress is eustress. They'll ask in the MCQ, what is distress and distress. Now come the references of the various scriptures. Now as per Patanjali Usum, Dukkha Daurmasya Angamaya Jayate Shasa Praswasa Vikshepaha Sabhuva. This is Chitta Prasadam. Dukkha Daurmasya, pain, mental depression, lack of control over the body, and uneven inhalation and exhalation. These are the 4 symptoms accompanying the 9 distractions. Sahabhuva. These are the complements to the Chitta Prasadam. Pain, mental depression, lack of control over the body, and uneven inhalation and exhalation. These are the 4 symptoms accompanying the main 9 distractions. As per Bhagavad Gita, stress starts with our attachment and desire for the worldly things as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 2/62 and 2/63. Karmani evadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma prejustu. These 2/62 and 2 see. Dayato vishayat munsaha sangat techu upajayate sangat sanjayita kamaha kama krodha upajayate. Dayato vishayat punjaha sangat techu upajayate sangat sanjayita kamaha kama krodha upajayate. When a man thinks of the objects, attachment to them arises. From the attachment, desire is born, and from the desire arises the anger. How do you justify that, Divya? From the attachment, when a man thinks of any objects, attachment from that arises, and from the attachment, desire is born. And when the desire doesn't get fulfilled, anger is developed. How do you justify by any example, please? Hello, Divya?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Any example?
so an example, you are having an attachment to example, buy a bigger house. So you have a desire to buy a much bigger house than people who are known to you, like if you compare to your friends, your family.
Uh,
Just a small example, not reality I'm saying, just an example. So you want to have a bigger house, a better house than that. So that is your desire is there. So from that desire, if that is not fulfilled, so even if you have a current state is there wherein you have a proper house, you are able to live in a normal moderate house, but due to that desire which is not getting fulfilled to buy a bigger better house, that is when anger comes because
how
of
anger will come?
not
How anger
fulfillment.
will come? I know my capacity. No, I know my capacity, but I cannot dream for a bungalow. I cannot dream of bungalow.
Because your desire is there and that is not getting fulfilled.
But that
In
desire,
such a case,
but that desire remains stagnant. That desire doesn't get converted to anger.
so if the person doesn't have the capacity to understand that what he's aiming for is not correct or is not within his reach, then the desire, when it's not fulfilled, that will get converted to anger. But if the person is of a sound mind and he understands that his desire is not correct, not necessarily not correct, it is beyond his capacity, then the last situation will not arise.
Yeah. Same thing with the car also, or with any small things. Huh? Good shirt, you know. Capacity is not there to buy a good shirt. I'm talking about middle class or a lower income. But desire is there. But non-fulfilled desire leads to anger to a certain extent. Huh? Not in all cases. क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोह संप्र विभ्रमः सम्राति ब्रह्मस्य बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशो वनिष्यति क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह from anger becomes delusion from delusion loss of memory from loss of memory the destruction or discrimination and from destruction or delusion he perishes. Okay, very important sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Why this has been brought here?
This is also gives us a, you can say, a flow chart of how actually stress, it evolves in an individual. A simple example could be even in a family. When somebody, say a family member, there is attachment. We always have attachment. Now, when a desire is born, like you wish that maybe, say, if I want my nephew to do a particular task, or maybe take up a particular skill, and then he says, no, I'm not interested. So somewhere I'll get angry. I mean that, he's not listening to me, he or she. Then after that, there'll be a delusion. We forget who we really are. I mean, as the soul or something. And then there is loss of memory. Loss of memory, I would not put it as the virtual loss, but it will be the atmaka, what our connection is and all that. And then there is delusion.
Yeah. Now, modern views of positive stresses. Any pleasant or unpleasant change would be situation perceived as difficult stressor. Degree of stress depends upon how much threat is perceived by the individual in the situation. Stressors may not always be real. Okay. Any pleasant or unpleasant change. In the view of the stress matters, the stressors. Only situation perceived as difficult is stressor. Degree of stress depends upon how much threat is perceived by the individual in the situation. Eh, How much is able to absorb the stress. IIT students, IIT students, many of them commit suicide. It is not coming in the press. Huh? Have you heard about it? Divya, have you heard about it?
Yes, sir. There are so many cases just near my house. DR Patil College is just near my house.
दिव्या
There
बड़ी
also
इतना स्ट्रेस क्या रहेगा इतना इतना तो उसका नॉट आईआईटी तो नहीं है कि
that's what I'm saying. IIT तो वो level के नीचे normal engineering college में भी कितना stress people take. That is what I'm saying. कि in that level also.
नहीं नहीं स्ट्रेस इज टू दैट एक्सटेंट दे कमिट सुसाइड आल्सो
या इधर इधर भी हुआ है डीवाई पाटिल कॉलेज में भी हुआ है ऐसा बहुत केसेस हुआ है सर
stresses may not always be real okay on your body headache sleep issues fatigue on your mood restlessness anxiety anger depression on your behavior social withdrawal over undereating drug abuse or underexercise on your body headache sleep issues fatigue sleep issues means sleep apnea. Huh? It is always termed in medical terminology as sleep apnea. Paucity of sleep or excess of sleep also. More than 9 hours, 8 hours sleep, that is excess. More than apnea means as the age grows, the sleep goes on decreasing. If I don't sleep for 5 hours, my body will get tired. Okay. Restlessness on your mood. On a mental level, restlessness, anxiety, anger, depression. On your behavior, social withdrawal, over or under eating, drug abuse, and under exercising. Okay. So on all the psychological and physical level. Okay, psychological and physiological level. Also, these are the symptoms which can be said on the stress person. According to Mercer, what the original state is stress-free. This state is called devoid of any tension. Symptoms are दुःखधर्मस्य अंगमय जगत श्वास प्रश्वास विक्षेपः स भूः. These are 1 by 31. Okay. Dukkha, pain, mental depression, lack of control over the body, and uneven is the four symptoms accompany the 9 distractions. 9 distractions are क्या बताएगा? Parul, what are the main 9 distractions? Chitta prasadam.
Chitta prasadam ka na. I think Asmita wo wala, I think. If I know,
So
those are
9
the
distractions are
kleshas.
chitta
The
vikshepa.
kleshas, vikships. That
Vikshepa
will
and 9
become
distractions.
kshipta. No, those are the stages of the mind.
Yeah.
I have these notes here only. Distraction.
व्याधिस्थैनं शांसय प्रमाद आलस्य विमृत अलब्ध भूमि तत्व अनवस्थि प्रत्यानि चित्त विक्षेप अंतराय. These are the antara different diseases which have been this one. Vyadi, Sthayana, Samshaya, Pramada, Alasya, laziness, physical laziness, avriti, non-attention, anchoring of this one, Bhranti Darshan, confused viewpoint, Alabdha Bhumi Tattva, pessimistic attitude of obtaining success. And these are the this one. And what is Chitta Prasadam for that? Sabhuva. Dukkha Dharmasya Angamaya Jayate Vichesa Sabhuva. Okay. Ah. Bhagavad Gita 1 by 20. Stress starts with attachment and desire for worldly things as per Bhagavad Gita 1 by 28. We find similar symptoms indicating that Arjuna is in stress. Arjuna Uvacha Drashtam Saujanya Krishnaha Yutasya Sama Upasitam. Arjuna said, seeing this my kinsman, O Krishna, I read eager to fight. Siddhanti mama gatrani mukam cha parishishyati vepashu sharire me romachere jayate. My limbs fail, my mouth is parched, my body quivers, and my hair stands on one end. Then 1 by 30 Bhagavad Gita. न च शयनम् उपस्यते brahmativa cha me manaha. The Gandhiva bow slips from my hand and my skin burns all over. I am also unable to stand and my mind is whirling around as it were. Gandhiva means the bow slips from my hand and my skin burns all over. I am also unable to stand and my mind is whirling around as it. Why it is so, Parul? Why it is so?
Because he's under anxiety. He's under a lot of stress. That how will he fight with his own kids and kin?
Whose own relatives.
Yes.
So not just so Anashite, Brahmati first chapter and second chapter are very, very important chapters. Sankhya Yoga. Full of Sankhya Yoga, which is depreciated, is mentioned in chapter number 2. Chitta Prajna is mentioned from 2 by 57 to 2 by 72. All important slokas. 4 parts it is divided. Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga. First 6 chapters are Karma Yoga. Second 6 chapters are Bhakti Yoga. 4 chapters, 4. Then comes Jnana Yoga and then comes Raja Yoga. Then ultimately it gives the bow and arrow. Okay. Dr. K. Nudupa suggests that stress-related disorders evolve gradually through 4 stages. First stage, psychologists feel anxiety, irritable arise due to overactivation of the sympathetic nervous system, manomaya quotient. Second stage is character related to physical symptoms like high blood pressure, increased heart rate, etc. In the third stage, the abnormalities manifest clinically in the organ stage, pranamaya quotient. the last stage, severe symptoms in particular organs results which need a long-term medical management. Annamaya kosha. You know about Panchakoshas now? Arun,
Yes,
yeah, Panchakosha.
yes, sir. First is Annamay, then Pranamay, then Manomay, Vijnanamay, and Anandamay.
Why in the first stage Manomaya kosha is mentioned? This is
Because it all starts from the mind.
correlated
Mind.
definition of Yoga system.
Yoga
Adi,
Vashishta.
Adi and Anadi Divadi. Huh?
Chittopasam.
And any disease, this is DIS, we are not a disease. Any disease
Yes.
afflicts first Manomaya kosha. Then it comes into Annamaya kosha. And the third stage comes to Pranamaya kosha. And then it comes to Annamaya kosha. Okay. With particular organ. Second stage is kind of physical system like high blood pressure, increased heart rate. Okay. These are the stages in which the koshas are affected. Now they are related to the adrenal glands, endocrine glands. Okay. This is what is this?
The brain.
The brain. CRH, cortico releasing hormone. Then pituitary gland. Then ACTH, adrenocorticosteroid hormone. Then adrenal gland. Where it is situated adrenal gland?
In the brain.
No,
Sorry,
No,
not
no.
adrenal, it's the
Near the
kidney के
kidney.
ऊपर.
Kidney.
Kidney के ऊपर, sorry. Yeah.
that releases cortisol hormone. So first it starts from the hypothalamus, then it goes into the pituitary gland. From pituitary gland it goes to the adrenal gland. Releasing the hormones are CRH and CRH. Corticotrophs releasing hormones and adrenocorticosteroid hormones. Okay, and ultimately it releases cortisol hormones, and from cortisol hormones it affects the related organ which is affected. Okay, that's why immediately the mind gets disturbed. Got the point? Hypothalamus is the main part here. The small tube-like structure situated below the one minute, hypothalamus responds to the lower layer of cortisol. Cortisol is here, adrenal gland releases cortisol, and hypothalamus acts directly on the cortisol level. Okay. Now, physiological changes in the system due to stress. Hypothalamus controls the body hormones. Under stress, the hypothalamus releases corticotropic releasing hormone CRH that travels to the pituitary gland, which in turn releases adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH, which stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete these hormones. Thereafter, the adrenal gland releases cortisol hormone to the immune system. On attaining this stage, a state of homeostasis is attained. That is, the stress and the stressor gets eradicated or diluted. The moment of the stress through all these parameters, through ACTH, CRH, pituitary gland, ACTH, and adrenal glands and releasing the hormones are through this stage. When it reaches the cortisol level, on attaining this stage, a stage of what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is that stage when the organs start functioning to the optimal level. The functioning level of all the hormones are at a static base. Everything is fine. It's a good health means homeostasis. So we mean, or any problem is there, disease is there, it is not homeostasis. It is at the higher level or lower level of homeostasis. Okay, depending upon what is the problem the patient is suffering from. But if on the endocrine glands, if it is starting from hypothalamus through the this one ACTH and CRH, travels through this one and ultimately it releases, and when it comes to the adrenal gland, the cortisol hormones are able to accept it, the hypothalamus, then this one. What are the yogic practices, yogic principles of stress management? Asanas, pranayama, nadi shodhan, brahmani, yoga nidra, antarmon and meditation. Yogic principles of management of stress. What are the asana, padasana, trikonasana? You are aware of all the asanas? Are you to learn, Parul?
Yes, sir. These I'm aware of. Whatever is currently mentioned on the screen, that much I'm aware of.
Are you practicing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Morning I have Dr. Nilima's class. Monday, Wednesday, Friday evening I have the other class.
Minimus class is there.
Yes.
Which day?
7:30 to 8:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay. You can follow for practical, no?
Yes, sir.
Let us see. Complete anatomy. Okay. Pranayama and Brahmani, when performed with bandhas, rejuvenates the pituitary and pineal gland, prevent the psychosomatic disorders. Okay. Nadi Shodham and Brahmani Pranayama state that pranayama will purify the nadis. Okay. Prevent psychosomatic disorders. Nadi Shodham and Brahmani Pranayama. What is how many are Astakuma Pranayama? Named Astakuma Pranayama.
Surya Bhedi, then Bhastrika. Well, if I go in an order, otherwise,
Sheetali, Sheetkari,
Sheetal. And the Sun
Surya Veda and Ujjayi.
Ujjayi, Bhramari,
Brahmari. Yes.
Lavini and Murcha.
Murcha, last one.
Ravini and Murcha. Okay. Here the Samhita 5.34 state that pranayama will purify all the nadis. Huh? How many nadis are there?
72,000 means 72,000 total
72,000.
nadis are there.
Nadis are different from nerves in the
Nerves.
medical dictionary. Nadis are energy carrying channels. Your definition very clear. Nadis are energy carrying channels in yogic perspective. You should, if the exam will ask, what are nadis? Is it nadis and nerves are same? Write it down, madam. Write the question.
So we've written.
You've
Yes.
written that. You've written that.
You have mentioned 70 nadis. What do you mean? Are there only 70 nerves? See,
No.
when some person will crack for will ask so many things. Acha, 70 nadis are there. Then are the nadis and nerves are same? Oh,
No, they are not the same.
see,
Ah,
they expect that you should give positive reply.
okay.
But the mind says of ordinary person. Now you have learned that's why. No, sir, it is same only. उधर negative हो गया mark. Okay. They'll make it so comfortable that they'll give the negative question and make it think positive. Chalo.
So, sir, just going back, what is it? Vishranti, Viparita Karni, na? Vishranti Kar. No, Shavasana in Chitta, Vishranti Karakam. Okay. Right.
Vishranti
No, no, it's okay.
Vishranti means
Okay.
relaxation only.
Yes, yes. No, I thought Viparita Karni. I thought that something has been written. Okay.
विपरीत करने में कैसा रहेगा मैडम? विपरीत करने टॉक्सिक पोस्टर्स है ना. Yoga Nidra, Antarmon relaxing the body and mind. You have learned 8 steps of Yoga Nidra. Viva question में important है.
Hmm.
8 steps of Yoga Nidra. I have shared the PPT also. Meditation, especially cycling meditation. Now I am coming to my favorite subject. From where I learned, I put additional information. Now come the additional information. See, relaxing the koshas are Annamaya kosha, the body part, is through cyclic meditation, which consists of 3 parts. This is not in a syllabus, this is some additional information I am giving you. DRT, QRT, and Instructor Ascension technique. Okay. Direct relaxation technique, quick relaxation technique and internal relaxation technique. Then PET, pranic energization technique. Pranic energization or pranamaya posture. Then manamaya posture can be mind sound resonance technique. Then Vijnanamaya posture is Vichak and Anas. Okay. Now, coming to cyclic meditation. What is cyclic meditation? Very slow movement of the asanas which are specifically mentioned for the cyclic meditation. Very slow movement of the asanas which are specifically mentioned for cyclic meditation. I'll just refer the book. My one cupboard is full of all these yoga books and Bhagavad Gita books. Divya, hello. One cupboard
Yes, sir.
full,
Yes, sir.
huh? Full cupboard is filled with this only. Yoga books and Bhagavad Gita books. I'll give the details on it. I'm referring after a long time. Now, the cyclic meditation consists of starting prayer. Starting prayer is this is taken out from Mandukya Upanishad Karika, not Mandukya Upanishad. It's a subsection of Mandukya Upanishad Karika. लये सम्बोधये चित्तं विक्षिप्तं समये पुनः सकसायं विजानीयात् समप्राप्तं न चालयेत्. It is stimulate and awaken the sleeping mind, calm down the distraction, recognize the inner stagnation, and stay in the steadiness without disturbing it. Okay? क्या बोलता है? Disturb mind, make it relax. How do you relax the mind? Divya, how do you relax
Yoga
the
Chitta
disturbed mind?
Vritti Nirodha. So that is what I'm able to recollect. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha is coming in my mind now.
Then how do you, when you're coming out from the, say you're coming out from the office and immediately your mind is again disturbed and you want to go for relaxation or your stomach is not allowing you. Okay, will you take the breakfast? Will you take the breakfast and go for shavasana or will you not take the breakfast? Divya?
So for Shavasana, you cannot do that on a full stomach.
Yes.
So you need to keep gap should be there.
Now when the hungerness is there, naturally you should have little. Keep the hungerness away, not full stomach. Okay. Then afterwards we have to have meals in the dinner in the night. Huh? Coming on a typical case. Now the mind is disturbed and you want to go for DRP. So deepen and awaken the sleeping mind, calm down the distractions, recognize the inner stagnation, understand what are the stagnation, and give a negative effect to that. Parul's case, coming back from the office, she goes on thinking the IT matter only. What I done, how it should done, how it should go about. Okay, negate that. When you're in the home, think about home. When you're in the office, think about office. When you're in the office, don't think about yoga. बरोबर है?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Because of my yogic practices for last so many years, I am able to perform very well in the banking sector. 55 years in banking industry. 55 years.
Oh my God.
Non-stop 55 years in banking industry. I am managing everything. I am managing morning class. When I go to last time I was statutory audit. I started busy. Now I've taken a little break. I'm more toward the yogic practices and yogic treatment. And now old age home, I'm taking care of an old age home. And that is shortly in the office. Okay. Treat the therapy patients. How to go yogic therapy on it. Senior citizens who are, full of stress and all. Huh? The children come and just throw them away. Huh? And send the monthly US से पैसा भेजता है बस. I'll tell you a big story again. Chalo. Okay. So stimulate and awaken the student mind. Calm down the distraction, recognize the inner stagnation, and stay in the steadiness for this month. Okay. Now first you come to instant relaxation technique. Instant relaxation just lying down in the supine posture. Okay. Then Tadasana, standing posture, Tadasana. Now just see. This is Tadasana. In this relaxation technique, it should be taken very slow. When you reach the posture, close the eyes, do the normal breathing. And when your mind says come out of the posture, come out. That is different between an asana and this relaxation technique. Your awareness, the degree of awareness becomes more and more. The degree of awareness becomes more and more. Okay? Then recognize it. Then comes to Ardhakati Chakrasana. Ardhakati Chakrasana. And show you afterwards, otherwise I have to exit out. Standing or not. What is the difference?
This was more slower than the way normally when we go into an asana, it's a little more swiftly. Here it was very
So
much more calmer.
the degree of awareness is much more. Right? You ensure what is degree of awareness? The flow of the blood to the topmost end of the part of the body is ensured through the awareness. Through the awareness. That is the cognitive function of the brain activates for thinking like that. Okay. So this comes under instant relaxation technique. Then IRT. Then we have the sitting asana, Vajrasana. Then slowly Tashangasana, taking the hands at the back, or Vajrasana is the Yoga Mudra, taking at the back. Ustrasana, Ustrasana, very slow, taking the back at the camel posture. If you are aware, no?
You have to hold your ankles. That is also
Yes,
your hands. So
yes, yes.
camel pose it
Same
is
one.
known as.
I cannot show it now. I will require
So you
all
have to
this.
sit in show your knees will pain.
Sit in Vajrasana, stand
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
then
Sure,
keep
sir,
the
we
hands
are
at the
aware.
back. This is
Teachings you have to hold.
Ardha Ustrasana. This is Ardha Ustrasana. And catching the toe is the full Ustrasana. Okay. Shall I go? Yeah. नये संबोधये चित्तं जगच्चित्तं च पुनः सकसायं विजानीयात् समप्राप्तं न चालयेत्. Mandukya these are of inner koshas continuation. Cycling is based on three cardinal principles: instant relaxation technique, quick relaxation technique, deep relaxation technique. Self-management of excessive spent. This cycling meditation spent. Self-management of excessive tension. In SOSA, the patients are treated on the basis of this concept only. I have seen when I was studying in 2020, 18, 19 and 1920. Okay. Patients, cancer patient has become a teacher. Cancer patient who had come for treatment at SOSA has become a teacher. Of course, they are bachelor. Purely on the practice of yogi practices, plus chemotherapy treatment also. Necessary treatment. The treatment has got effective due to the but उसमें आसन नहीं ज़्यादा करना इसमें रिलैक्सेशन ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा रिलैक्सेशन so complete silence is required so complete awareness is required huh? Benefits of cycling 45 minutes of relaxation we use 6 hours of deep sleep 45 minutes of real relaxation do all the three techniques URT IRT and DRT will give 6 hours is required to 6 hours of sleep why the oxygen level drops to 32% as against 9% in Shavasana. So naturally, when the oxygen level drops, the intake of the air, which consists of carbon dioxide, is much more. Problem is that mind is either drowsy or hyperactive. This is a very important tool in stress management. Okay. So remember that 45 minutes. These are all additional information I knew, not in the syllabus at all. Please, these are additional thoughts which I put it in the PPT. Nobody will give you. Then the people are concerned only with the syllabus. But I want you to enhance your Shavasana level to the students. Yoga Nidra is one of them, but Yoga Nidra will be much this much. Through the asanas you can take to these postures or priority there. Of course, it is time consuming, but it is more effective for the patients. For the patients. And for that, you should have a sufficient time for the treating the patient. Okay. Now, perception of attachment, strong desire, disappointment, and anger. Anger leads to delusion, confused mind, reasoning destroyed, one abandons the right path. State of mental instability, discussed in detail. Ladder of four, yogic principles of healthy living, ahar, vihar, achar, and vichar. Okay. Vyavahar with behavior, niskama karma, and karmashu kaushalam. To be done. Yoga karmashu kaushalam, the basic definition of Bhagavad Gita. Then कर्मणि एवाधिकारस्य मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलेषु भोगति जायते 2/48 2/48 chapter 2/48 Shanti Yoga okay niskama karma without any expectation do your duty without any expectation and karma su kaushalam vittaraga vayutro manmaya mamuchitraha bhayo jnanatpataha putaha mandada freed from the attachment fear and anger absorbed in me. Take refuge in me, purified by the fire of knowledge, and many having attained with me. Niyatam sangam rahitam dagat dvaita kritama afala prechu karma yeta satvi karma ita. An action which is ordered, which is free from attachment, which is done without love or hatred by one who is not desire of the fruit, that action is declared to be sattvic. What are sattvic action? That is mentioned in the 18/23. And 4/10 Yete, what are the mental afflictions? Krishna says, take refuge in me, purified by the fire of knowledge, many having attained me in me. Attachment, fear, and anger, absorbed in me, taking refuge in me. Vittaraga by Krodaha, Manmaya, Mamu Purishitaha, Bhavo, Jnanatmasa Putaha, Mandar Bhavate, free from attachment, fear, and anger, absorbed in me, taking refuge in me, purified by the fire of knowledge. नियतं संगत दैति राग देश कृतमः अफल profession कर्म वित्त शत्रु. You remind me the practical. You call me in the practical one Saturday. I'll take cyclic.
Which
I'll take
so
cyclic.
which cyclic meditation. So which practical?
Cyclic meditation additional, not in the syllabus.
Okay, okay,
I take one day, but when you remind Abhinav or Saraswati, when they take the
okay.
practical class, huh?
Yes, yes.
I'll take you feet also pranic annihilation technique to pranamaya course.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
You're Mahamrityunjay Javam, Divya,
Yes, sir.
very powerful mantra.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Trayambaka Majamay Sugandhi Pushtivardhanam Uparukme Mandana. It is very effective when the children recite for their parents when they are in the passing stage. It's my self experience. Huh? Death is imminent. You cannot avoid it. But the passage to death should be very graceful. It should not be very painful. It should not be very slow. That's why I say when you say a person dies of cardiac arrest, who is very lucky. Huh? But when a person dies of so much pains and especially the cancer patient suffering and after a chemotherapy and he dies. So what is suffering the person has? All because of his past karma, we don't know. On this one. Okay. That's why after 60, you should be with the scriptures and all. I am in Chimya mission for the last so many years. Every Sunday we have Bhagavad Gita this also. Okay. We discuss slokas and all. We discuss 1.5 hour. If there is Guru is there, we take the class. Okay. नियतम संगम रहितम देशवदा कृतम afla prepshu karma yata shakti uচ্यते. An action which is ordered, which is free from attachment, which is done without love or hatred by one, who is not desirous of the fruit, that action is declared to be sattvic. This is the end of the topic. Okay. 1 minute. I have taken this. I have taken, I think. No? Samadhi Bhavana Artha Klesha. I think I have taken, no? Sorry. Tapasada Ishwar Pranidhana Kriya Yoga. You know that very. What is Kriya Yoga? They'll ask Viva question. What is Dharna? Define Dharna. Define Dharna. Define different types of Samadhi. श्लोका बोलने की जरूरत नहीं, but you should tell what is Nirbija Samadhi. Seedless state of Samadhi, it is the highest state of Samadhi, is Nirbija Samadhi. Samadhi Bhavanartha Kleshat Anupura Nana Astaha. Kriya Yoga is practice for bringing about Samadhi and for reducing the afflictions. Afflictions are disturbances created in the mind. Te Pratiprasho Sushmaha. Those subtle afflictions can be abolished through the process of inhalation. Okay?
Sir, our
One minute, one minute.
Anjali Sut.
1 minute, 1 minute.